The Diddy trial is already turning heads, and we haven't even made it past the opening statements. People are saying jurors walked out. The prosecutor was shook. And that whole situation with the 1,000 bottles of baby oil, yeah, it's wild, but let's break it all the way down.
ABC News has learned that a jury is expected to be seated tomorrow in the racketeering and sex trafficking trial of Sean Diddy Combs. More prospective jurors question.
So, first things first, did jurors actually walk out mid-trial? Not exactly. What really happened was, during jury selection, a lot of potential jurors had to be dismissed. Some said they were too traumatized to sit through graphic evidence. Others had already seen that now infamous video of Diddy putting his hands on Cassie, and more than a few admitted they'd been following the case too closely online to stay neutral. So no, they didn't storm out of the courtroom in protest, but the selection process was chaotic enough that it sparked some major gossip. One person even referenced the baby oil memes during questioning, so you know the courtroom energy was awkward at best. Now, about the whole Prosecutor Shaken narrative, there's no confirmed meltdown, but let's be real, this case is heavy. We're talking trafficking, racketeering, and years of disturbing allegations. And when that list of seized items dropped, especially the part about over 1,000 bottles of baby oil being taken from Diddy's homes, you could almost feel the tension shift. Diddy's lawyer tried to play it off like he just buys in bulk. But come on, that's not your average household supply. It's not illegal to own baby oil, but when you combine that with the party allegations tied to the freak-offs, it suddenly doesn't look so innocent anymore. As for Diddy himself, he showed up to court in civilian clothes, not a jumpsuit, but still gave off nervous energy. On the very first day, he asked for a bathroom break, and let's just say, he didn't look like the usual confident mogul we're used to seeing. Meanwhile, the courtroom atmosphere has had its moments. Some light humor, some pop culture references from jurors, and even a few smiles from Diddy. But underneath that, the weight of the charges is unmistakable. He's facing multiple counts, including racketeering conspiracy, trafficking, and prostitution-related offenses. The trial is expected to stretch out for up to 10 weeks, and while it's not being televised, media and public attention is through the roof. People are literally gathering outside the courthouse just to catch a glimpse or hear the latest update. Between Cassie's involvement, 3 anonymous witnesses, and a legal team that's fighting tooth and nail, this trial is shaping up to be one of the biggest celebrity courtroom dramas we've seen in years. Now, there's more to clock when it comes to the jury selection drama for this case, because baby, it's giving chaotic courtroom realness. Let's talk about what really went down behind those courthouse doors without the fluff. So Judge Arun Subramanian is trying to pull together a group of 45 potential jurors. From there, they'll pick the final 12 plus 6 alternates. As of Tuesday lunchtime, they were already over halfway there. But the process, not smooth at all. Now here's where it starts to spiral. First off, they had to toss out several jurors for all kinds of reasons. One juror admitted she was a survivor of SA and flat out said she'd be biased in favor of the victims. The judge let her go respectfully. Another person, he's literally working a criminal fraud case with the Southern District of New York. Yeah, the same district this trial is in. Conflict of interest? Absolutely. He was out. And then it gets messier. A guy tells the judge he's in the middle of not one but 2 personal legal dramas, a probate case, and an M&A deal, and he's been assaulted by a family member. He was dismissed too. Like, the courtroom felt more like a therapy session at some point. The judge is also visibly getting fed up. After a juror says they can't speak English well enough to serve, Subramanian starts calling out both legal teams. He's like, why are we wasting time on people who clearly shouldn't have made it this far? He even reminds them, you both need time to prep for the actual trial, not just argue over who gets to be on the jury. Now here's the tea about the jurors who are still in. They come from all over the New York Metro, Bronxville, Manhattan, Westchester, Hell's Kitchen, and the Bronx. So basically, folks from the actual Southern District. And their backgrounds are all over the place. We've got someone from WWE, an American Airlines pilot, a retired Navy ship repairer, and a blind educator. One works in women's legal services, one designs kitchens. It's giving very random, but also very real. And let's talk about their media diets, because this matters in a high-profile case like this. They watch Law and Order, Chicago Med, Survivor, Basketball Wives, and The Real Housewives. They read Essence, The New Yorker, Men's Health, and they are getting their news from Facebook, Reddit, YouTube, and NBC. Some even mentioned they already saw the Cassie Hotel video, and while one juror got cut for saying it affected them emotionally, others are staying in the pool for now. Music-wise, it's a vibe. R&B, hip-hop, jazz, reggaeton, emo rock, house, gospel, and even country. These folks are bringing all the flavor, and when they're not watching TV or scrolling through Reddit, they're out here running, biking, dancing, scuba diving, woodworking, or hitting Trader Joe's. Like, this jury's playlist could literally be a Spotify wrapped ad. But let's not forget the elephant in the room, the graphic evidence. Jurors had to answer straight up questions like, can you handle watching violent or sexually explicit material? Some said no, and the court didn't play around with that. They were excused immediately because when the Cassie video comes up again in trial, trust it's gonna hit hard. Bottom line, jury selection for Diddy's case is turning into a whole episode of The People's Court meets Love and Hip Hop. It's messy, it's emotional, and it's just getting started. If the jury room is this intense, imagine the actual trial. Do you think we'll see drama in the courtroom with this one? Let us know what you think this trial will turn out to be.